The subject, perhaps from being of too exclusive and professional a nature, failed to interest Hugh as much as his friend had anticipated. But he had no time to pursue it, for at this crisis Mr Tappertit entered precipitately, at sight of whom Dolly uttered a scream of joy, and fairly threw herself into his arms.
'I knew it! I was sure of it!' cried Dolly. 'My dear father's at the door. Thank God! Thank God! Bless you, Sim! Heaven bless you for this!'
Simon Tappertit, who had at first implicitly believed that the locksmith's daughter, unable any longer to suppress her secret passion for himself, was about to give it full vent in its intensity, and declare that she was his for ever, looked extremely foolish when she said these words. The more so as they were received by Hugh and Dennis with a loud laugh, which made her draw back, and regard him with a fixed and earnest look.
'Miss Haredale,'
said Sim, after a very awkward silence,
'I hope you're as comfortable as circumstance will permit of. Dolly Varden, my darling, my own, my lovely one, I hope you're pretty comfortable likewise.'
Poor little Dolly! She saw how it was, hid her face in her hands, and sobbed more bitterly than ever.
'You meet in me, Miss V.,'
said Simon, laying his hand upon his breast,
'not a 'prentice, not a workman, not a slave, not the victim of your father's tyrannical behaviour, but the leader of a great people, the captain of a noble band, in which these gentlemen are, as I may say, corporals and sergeants. You behold in me, not a private individual, but a public character; not a mender of locks, but a healer of the wounds of his unhappy country. Dolly V., sweet Dolly V., for how many years have I looked forward to this present meeting? For how many years has it been my intention to exalt and ennoble you? I redeem it. Behold in me your husband. Yes, beautiful Dolly, charmer, enslaver, S. Tappertit is all your own.'
As he said these words, he advanced towards her. Dolly retreated till she could go no further, and then sank down upon the floor. Thinking it very possible that this might be maiden modesty, Simon essayed to raise her, on which Dolly, goaded to desperation, wound her hands in his hair, and crying out amidst her tears that he was a dreadful little wretch, and always had been, shook and pulled and beat him until he was fain to call for help, most lustily. Hugh had never admired her half so much as at that moment.
She's in an excited state to-night,' said Simon, as he smoothed his rumpled feathers, 'and don't know when she's well off. Let her be by herself till to-morrow, and that'll bring her down a little. Carry her into the next house.'
Hugh had her in his arms directly. It might be that Mr Tappertit's heart was really softened by her distress, or it might be that he felt it in some degree indecorous that his intended bride should be struggling in the grasp of another man. He commanded him, on second thoughts, to put her down again, and looked moodily on as she flew to Miss Haredale's side, and clinging to her dress, hid her flushed face in its folds.
'They shall remain here together till to-morrow,' said Simon, who had now quite recovered his dignity. 'Till to-morrow. Come away.'
'Ay!' cried Hugh. 'Come away, captain.'
'What are you laughing at?'
demanded Simon sternly.
'Nothing, captain, nothing,'
Hugh rejoined, and as he spoke, and clapped his hand upon the shoulder of the little man, he laughed again, for some unknown reason, with tenfold violence. Mr Tappertit surveyed him from head to foot with lofty scorn. This only made him laugh the more, and turning to the prisoners, said,
'You'll take notice, ladies, that this place is well watched on every side, and that the least noise is certain to be attended with unpleasant consequences. You'll hear, both of you, more of our intentions tomorrow. In the meantime, don't show yourselves at the window, or appeal to any of the people you may see pass it, for if you do, it'll be known directly that you come from a Catholic house, and all the exertions our men can make may not be able to save your lives.'
With this last caution, which was true enough, he turned to the door, followed by Hugh and Dennis. They paused for a moment, going out, to look at them clasped in each other's arms, and then left the cottage, fastening the door, and setting a good watch upon it, and indeed all round the house.
'I say,'
growled Dennis as they walked away in company, 'that's a dainty pair. Muster Gashford's one, and he's as handsome as the other, eh?'
'Hush!' said Hugh hastily. 'Don't you mention names. It's a bad habit.'
'I wouldn't like to be him, then. As you don't like names, when he breaks it out to her, that's all,' said Dennis. 'She's one of them fine, black-eyed, proud gals as I wouldn't trust at such times with a knife too near 'em. I've seen some of that sort afore now. I recollect one that was worked off many a year ago, and there was a gentleman in that case too, as says to me, with her lip a trembling, but her hand as steady as ever I see one, "Dennis, I'm near my end, but if I had a dagger in these fingers, and he was within my reach, I'd strike him dead afore me." Ah, she did, and she'd have done it too.
'Strike who dead?' demanded Hugh.
'How should I know, brother?' answered Dennis. 'She never said, not she.'
Hugh looked for a moment as though he would have made some further inquiry into this incoherent recollection, but Simon Tappertit, who had been meditating deeply, gave his thoughts a new direction.
'Hugh,' said Sim, 'you have done well to-day. You shall be rewarded. So have you, Dennis. There's no young woman you want to carry off, is there?'
'No,'
returned that gentleman, stroking his grizzly beard, which was some 2 inches long.
'None in particular, I think.'
'Very good,' said Sim. 'Then we'll find some other way of making it up to you. As to you, old boy,' he turned to Hugh, 'you shall have Miggs. Her that I promised you, you know, within 3 days. Mind, I pass my word for it.'
Hugh thanked him heartily, and as he did so, his laughing fit returned with such violence that he was obliged to hold his side with one hand, and to lean with the other on the shoulder of his small captain, without whose support he would certainly have rolled upon the ground. Chapter 59.